will give you a brief introduction regarding to the anterior triangle of the neck. But before coming to that topic, you should know different layers present anteriorly in the neck. Outermost layer is of skin, as you know that skin is freely movable over the superficial fascia. And skin over the neck anteriorly is innervated by anterior cutaneous nerve of neck having the root value of C2 and C3. After removing the skin, there comes superficial fascia. Superficial fascia consists of platysma muscle, cervical branch of facial nerve, anterior jugular vein, and few lymph nodes. We are going to discuss one by one these contents of superficial fascia. First of all, platysma muscle, as it can be seen in the diagram that this muscle basically originates from the fascia covering the pectoralis major muscle and fascia covering the deltoid muscle. This subcutaneous muscle is inserted at the base of the mandible. Platysma muscle is basically innervated by cervical branch of facial nerve. As we know that facial nerve has 5 branches. It has temporal branch, it has zygomatic branch, it has buccal, mandibular and cervical branch. So platysma muscle, which is a subcutaneous muscle present in the superficial fascia of the neck, is innervated by cervical branch of facial nerve. It draws the lower lip inferiorly. Platysma muscle helps in depressing the mandible. Platysma muscle also releases pressure of skin. So these are the functions of platysma muscle. Superficial fascia present anteriorly in the neck also contains anterior jugular vein. Anterior jugular vein is a vein that begins just below the chin. Okay, this is a diagram showing chin, hyoid bone, sternocleidomastoid muscle. This is sternal head, this is clavicular head. I have drawn anterior jugular vein. This is jugular venous arch and this is external jugular vein. So we are going to discuss anterior jugular vein, which is present in the superficial fascia. After removing the skin, there comes superficial fascia. We have discussed already about platysma muscle. We have discussed about its nerve supply. Now we are going to discuss about anterior jugular vein. Anterior jugular vein is a vein that begins just below the chin. By the confluence of several superficial veins present in the submandibular region. Anterior jugular vein descends downward 1 centimeter lateral to the median plane. Okay, this is median plane if I draw like this, and 1 centimeter lateral to median plane, anterior jugular vein is present. Anterior jugular vein descends downward and almost 2.5 centimeter above the sternum. Anterior jugular vein pierces the investing layer of deep cervical fascia. As we know that deep cervical fascia is present below the superficial fascia. Outermost layer is of skin, then comes superficial fascia, then comes deep fascia. Anterior jugular vein 2.5 centimeter above the sternum pierces the investing layer of deep cervical fascia and it enters into the suprasternal space and joins the contralateral या फिर opposite anterior jugular vein through jugular venous arch. I am repeating it again. Anterior jugular vein is formed by the confluence of several superficial veins present in the submandibular region. Anterior jugular vein descends downward 1 centimeter from the median plane, then further descends downward 2.5 centimeter above the sternum. It pierces the investing layer of deep cervical fascia and it enters into the suprasternal space. After entering the suprasternal space, it joins the opposite anterior jugular vein by jugular venous arch. After which it passes behind the sternocleidomastoid muscle and joins the external jugular vein. This is external jugular vein. So anterior jugular vein, after passing behind the sternocleidomastoid muscle, joins the external jugular vein. So we can say that anterior jugular vein finally drains into the external jugular vein and it receives three tributaries. These tributaries are laryngeal vein, small thyroid vein and inferior thyroid vein. As in this region you know that thyroid gland is present, larynx is present, so we can memorize these veins through laryngeal veins, inferior thyroid vein, small thyroid vein. So these three veins, laryngeal vein, inferior thyroid vein, small thyroid veins, are the tributaries of anterior jugular vein, which is present in the superficial fascia of neck anteriorly. Side view showing anterior jugular vein. Anterior jugular vein begins just below the chin and it descends downward 2.5 cm above the sternum. It joins the opposite anterior jugular vein through jugular venous arch. Anterior jugular vein then passes behind the sternocleidomastoid muscle and it joins the external jugular vein. So anterior jugular vein finally drains into the external jugular vein and it receives three tributaries: laryngeal vein, inferior thyroid vein and small thyroid vein. Superficial fascia also contains some lymph nodes such as submental lymph node, which we will discuss in submental triangle. It also contains some lymph nodes that are present along the anterior jugular vein. Some lymph nodes are also present along the external jugular vein and along the sternocleidomastoid muscle. So we can say that superficial fascia present anteriorly also contains some lymph nodes. Moving the skin and superficial fascia, there comes deep fascia. And anteriorly, deep fascia is basically the investing layer of deep fascia. Let's talk about the attachments on investing layer of deep fascia. Anteriorly, investing layer of deep fascia is attached to the hyoid bone. Posteriorly, it is attached to C7 spinous process. Superiorly, investing layer of deep cervical fascia is attached to external occipital protuberance, superior knuckle line, mastoid process and base of the mandible. Inferiorly, investing layer is attached to manubrium sternum, clavicle, spine of scapula, acromion process of the scapula. So these are the attachment of the investing layer of deep cervical fascia. Investing layer of deep cervical fascia superiorly split to enclose submandibular salivary gland, and inferiorly it encloses the suprasternal space. Suprasternal space is a space which is present 2 cm above the sternum. So we can say that anteriorly, after removing the skin superficial fascia, investing layer of deep cervical fascia is present. Coming to our main topic of anterior triangle of the neck, I have drawn this diagram showing muscles forming the boundaries of anterior triangle of the neck. Through this diagram, all subdivisions of anterior triangle of the neck can be covered. In this diagram, I have drawn base of mandible, hyoid bone, manubrium sternum, body of sternum, clavicle. These are some muscles: digastric muscle, anterior belly, posterior belly digastric muscle, stylohyoid muscle, sternocleidomastoid muscle. This is sternal head, this is clavicular head, superior belly of omohyoid muscle, inferior belly of omohyoid muscle. So these are the muscles forming the boundaries of anterior triangle of neck. So we are going to discuss these muscles' origin and insertion. Digastric muscle and superior belly of omohyoid muscle divides the anterior triangle further into submental triangle, digastric triangle, carotid triangle and muscular triangle. So one by one we are going to discuss these muscles. First of all, digastric muscle. Digastric muscle has two bellies, anterior belly and posterior belly. Anterior belly of digastric muscle originates from digastric fossa present in the mandible bone. Posterior belly of digastric muscle originates from the mastoid notch of temporal bone. Anterior belly and posterior belly of digastric muscle is inserted on hyoid bone via intermediate tendon. Anterior belly of digastric muscle is innervated by mylohyoid nerve, and posterior belly of digastric muscle is innervated by digastric branch of facial nerve. Stylohyoid muscle. Stylohyoid muscle originates from the styloid process and is inserted on the hyoid bone. Omohyoid muscle. Omohyoid muscle has two bellies, superior belly and inferior belly. Omohyoid muscle originates from the superior border of the scapula near the suprascapular notch, and this muscle is inserted on the lower border of the hyoid bone. Sternocleidomastoid muscle. Sternocleidomastoid muscle has two heads, sternal head and clavicular head. Sternal head originates from the supralateral part of the anterior surface of the manubrium sternum, and clavicular head originates from the superior surface of the medial 1/3 of the clavicle. Sternocleidomastoid muscle is inserted on the mastoid process as well as superior knuckle lines.